What's going on, everybody? So I've mentioned recently that I fell in love with some Black Rooster audio plugins. Well, I've got another one to show you. So like I said, I got a great bundle from Black Rooster Audio around Black Friday, Thanksgiving in 2021, I believe. It was a great bundle. It included all the plugins that they had at that time. I think a couple more have probably come out at this point. But in that bundle was a plate reverb. And when I tell you this is the best plate reverb out there, I mean this is the best plate reverb out there. Before we really get into it, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and comment down below. Tell me what you think of this plugin and subscribe. I've got a lot more videos like this, as well as some original music and covers that are coming out soon. And all the support really helps my channel, and I appreciate it a lot. But I can't wait anymore. We're going straight into this. So this is the RO-140, the RO-140. Right off the bat, it looks really cool. It's got the whole rack-mounted vibe to it, which is completely unnecessary, but looks so clean. Going from left to right, you have a damper option, 1 having the least amount of reverb, 10 having the most amount of reverb really pushing through. Here's 1 compared to 10. Huge difference there, but I mean, that's going to happen when you go from the lowest to the absolute highest setting. You have a bass cut, which acts as the high pass, low cut filter. Most of the time, I don't even mess with this because I do my own EQ as a separate plugin on the channel strip, but I like that they have it in there. You have a low, mid, and high EQ boosts. I'm not sure what the bands are on those. Might be something worth looking at the manual for. And then here on the right, you have a pre-delay, 0 to 1 millisecond, all the way up to 500 milliseconds. You have the size here, small versus large, and then a dry wet, which is just acting as the mix option on it. So you can either have this channel be completely void of reverb, or you can have it completely wet. This is really helpful if you just put the reverb on the channel strip of whatever channel you're working with. If you're working with a snare and you slap this directly on there, it helps with that. I always like to do my reverbs through buses, and so I can throw the wetness all the way to 100 and then just control the actual mix with the fader. On the left and right, you have input and output leveling. Here you have a mono to stereo, and then just stereo options. It doesn't change anything visually, but you will hear the difference between the 3. And now to one of my favorite aspects of the RO-140 is the metal selection. People don't realize how much the metal itself can change the sound. Something that I think might be interesting, but I don't see happening in a plugin just because of how detailed it could be, is having a plate reverb where you can choose the metal, but also the thickness of the metal, because the thickness of the metal can alter it almost as much as choosing a different type of metal for its response. But with plate reverbs, there might be an actual set thickness that you're supposed to work with no matter what. If anyone's an expert on plate reverbs, let me know. But here I've run the snare through the channel, and we're going to cycle through from titanium all the way down to steel. Let's put the damper at 5. Leave it on stereo, and then everything else can stay as is. They all have slightly different frequencies that ring in comparison to each other, which is the whole point of having the different metals. They each ring in a different way. It would be interesting to check and see if Black Rooster Audio has suggestions of which metal to use for different instruments or different types of drums, things like that. Now we're going to cycle through with all of the metals on toms rather than the snare, just to see if there's any difference and see if there's any one metal that sticks out as being better than the others. So personally, I think I liked anything bronze, aluminum, or steel. I feel like those are maybe a thicker, more dense type of metal that maybe work with low end on reverbs a little bit better. I could be completely wrong. I could be making this up and hearing things, but I liked those just a little bit more than I did the titanium, gold, and silver. But you know what? Let's throw a guitar through this and see what happens. I'm really curious. There are a lot more settings that you could be messing with, but I just wanted to go with the basic settings that are there when you turn it on, just to kind of get the vibe of it overall. So again, I might be hearing things, but I liked the opposite on this compared to what I liked on the toms, which is I like the titanium, gold, and silver response for the guitar more so than the bronze, aluminum, and steel. Let me know what you guys like better. Let me know what you liked best on snare, toms, and guitar compared to each other. Maybe if anyone's interested, we can try throwing this on some vocals as well in the future. But overall, this is a really cool reverb plugin. The customization options that are there are just interesting to me, being able to choose the different types of metal. I've always found the analog original ways to get sounds very interesting compared to using just basic plugins and things like that. There's a reason that plugins imitate analog sources, and a lot of that just has to do with it sounded better. We're all trying to get that analog sound for a software price. But in my opinion, Black Rooster Audio knocked it out of the water with this one. This is my favorite plate reverb plugin that I've found yet, and I can't wait to try out more of their plugins and some videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and comment down below. Tell me what you think of the RO-140. Is it going to be a new plate reverb added to your collection or what? Be sure to subscribe. I've got a lot more of these Tuesday review days coming out. Every Tuesday, I try to put them out 10 a.m. Sometimes it's a little bit later in the day, but it's still out on Tuesday. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until next Tuesday.